video essay about the Hiroshima bombing for my history class, and I did put this in a slideshow format so that way I could keep my thoughts organized. Let me know if this is a problem, and yeah. So for an introduction, after World War I had been going on for about 6 years, a decision was made by President Harry Truman that changed the whole trajectory of the war, which led to it eventually coming to an end. In August of 1945, the United States dropped 2 atomic bombs, each which contained more power than 20,000 tons of TNT, on the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, causing catastrophic damage to each cities. President Truman justified the bombing as needed to end the war quickly. However, there is historical evidence can argue the issue was more complex and involving both military and moral issues. So, as a deeper background, by the summer of 1945, World War II had been in full swing for 6 years, with the U.S. only being involved for about 4 years due to the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor of December of 1941. Even though the war in Europe had basically ended, Japan had not yet surrendered, and the United States was worried that invading Japan would lead to more loss on our side. Around the same time, the U.S. was constructing a powerful weapon known as the infamous atomic bomb through the Manhattan Project. Sounding into the actual bombing, on August 6, 1945, the United States dropped the first atomic bomb on the city of Hiroshima, causing massive destruction within seconds. This destruction caused an estimation of 70,000 to 80,000 fatalities almost immediately, with many more dying later on from major injuries. 3 days later, a second bomb was dropped on the city of Nagasaki, causing more devastation for Japan. This did lead Japan to announce their surrender, closing out World War II. And here I provided like a map of the bombing on Hiroshima. So the first primary source we have is the Truman Release Press. Within his official press release, Truman justified the bombing by explaining Hiroshima as a military target while emphasizing the power of the atomic bomb. His argument was that the bomb would shorten the war and save more Americans in the end. He also shaped the attack as more of a retaliation for Pearl Harbor. He also stated Japan was warned that if they did not surrender, destruction would occur. This source, however, is biased because it was written and released by the U.S. government to defend Truman's decision, so just take that into consideration. Now for the Bernstein article. Historian Barton J. Bernstein released his article in 1998 arguing against the decision to bomb Hiroshima. He emphasizes that the bomb targeted specifically civilians, and he also suggests the fact that Japan may have already been close to surrendering. Bernstein also claims that political factors such as demonstrating power to the Soviet Union may have also influenced Truman's decision. Now, this source takes a more critical approach and attempts to reevaluate the decision to bomb Hiroshima. So I did want to add some first-hand accounts into this video essay, just so we could get an idea of another perspective of Hiroshima. So, first-hand accounts from survivors help us understand the human impact from the bombing. One survivor described seeing a sudden blinding flash followed by a powerful force that threw debris and even people everywhere. Afterwards, many people were severely burned with skin peeling off their bodies, and many others just wandered into the city in shock, seeking for help. Survivors described the scene as chaotic and devastating, with people crying out for water and family and friends desperately trying to look for one another. And this is like, they call this the mushroom, showing how catastrophic the bombing was. So now for my analysis, When comparing these sources and doing research of my own, it became clear to me that there were probably many other factors that did influence Truman's decision. On one side, there is a desire to end the war quickly and protect as many Americans as possible, which are heavy motivators. And on the other hand, the bombing did lead to many civilian casualties and had very detrimental effects. This makes the decision both understandable yet morally controversial. So in conclusion, while Truman believed the atomic bomb was necessary to end the war and save lives, historical evidence show that the decision also involved ethical dilemmas and political motivations. Due to this, the usage of atomic bombs still remains one of the most controversial military decisions within modern history. And here's my works cited.